cousin made fun of me for having a nightlight, but my room is scary without it. I still want it.
Your nightlight reminds me of the light of Jesus, and I'm glad you have it. My name is Zach, and you're tuned in to listener-supported Keys for Kids. You know, the other morning, I got up really early, so early that the sun wasn't even out yet. In the darkness of my bedroom, I was stumbling around trying to find the light switch when I tripped over my backpack and hit the ground hard. I was okay, but boy, do I wish I had a nightlight. Jesus is like a nightlight too. He's the light of truth to our very souls. In John 12:46, he said this, "I have come into the world as a light, so that no one who believes in me should stay in darkness." Let's listen to our story now. It's called The Nightlight. "Aren't you too old for a nightlight?" Brendon's cousin Ollie smirked at the superhero light. Brendon's face flushed. "My mom said I could keep it as long as I want." "Are you afraid of the dark?" Ollie asked. Brendon's mom called them down for supper just then, and he was glad he didn't have to answer. After they ate and played a few video games, his cousin left and it was time for bed. When Brendon stepped into his room, he looked at the nightlight. Maybe it was too babyish for him. Brendon pulled it out. The room was dark without it, so he hurried to his bed and pulled the blankets over his head. When he peeked out from under the blankets, he couldn't even see his toys across the room. The door creaked open, and Brendon almost jumped. "Mom? Are you okay?" Mom asked. "Your nightlight isn't plugged in." "I took it out." Brendon sat up. "I'm too old for it." "Oh?" Brendon nodded. "They're for little kids. I can be in the dark." "Everyone needs light." Mom sat on the edge of his bed. "Without it, we can't see what's around us. Without it, life can feel scary." "But you don't have a nightlight in your room," Brendon pointed out. "No," Mom said. "I sleep better without one, but I do have a different kind of light, one that you have too." "Huh?" Brendon asked. "I have Jesus' light, and I carry it with me everywhere. It makes the darkness a lot less scary." Mom patted Brendon's chest. "You have Jesus with you always. He conquered sin and death to save you, and he can help you in darkness or whenever you feel afraid." Brendon took in a breath. "I guess I didn't think about that. I just felt alone with the light off." "You are never alone." Mom kissed his cheek. "Jesus is always with you." She got up. "So about your nightlight, will you plug it back in?" Brendon asked. "I know Jesus is my light, but it's okay if you have a nightlight too." Mom plugged the nightlight into the outlet, and Brendon relaxed when he saw it glowing and thought of how Jesus was with him too. So what about you? Are you afraid of the dark? When it's dark or when you're alone, does it make you feel better to know that Jesus is with you? He promises never to leave you, and you can talk to him anytime. So when you feel afraid, remember that he is with you, even in the dark. Our key verse today is John 12:46.
I have come into the world as a light, so that no one who believes in me should stay in darkness.
And our key thought today, Jesus is your light.
Hey Zach, I know we shouldn't be mean to people, but what if the truth would sound mean?
In Ephesians chapter 4, the Apostle Paul is instructing the church on how they can grow spiritually. He says it's important that people speak to each other truthfully, but that they speak in love. What he means is that they should never shy away from being honest, but to be honest in the nicest way possible. So always tell the truth, but be sure to do it with kindness and in love. And don't forget to be open to hearing the bold truth from other people when they need to share it with you. Well, I hope that helps. Thanks for listening to Keys for Kids.